Well, I'm back. You all showed me love and affection, so now I'm your problem, and I'm here again. Woo! Yeah, welcome to vlog number 2. So I wasn't fully sure what I wanted to talk about because I already did vlog number 1, and I was like, hey, that was pretty fun. I had fun doing that. And then I had all of the anxiety kick in of, now what do I talk about? Like, you've already done one vlog. What do you do? Like, do you keep doing the vlogs? Do you talk about something? I hit this mic way more than I ever should for someone who sits behind this desk a lot. So I was sitting here trying to figure out, what do I talk about for vlog number 2? And then it popped into my brain that maybe I should talk about something that's like causing me a little bit of anxiety. It's the idea of leaving stream for 2 weeks straight. So I don't know if this is like a tips video, if it's just kind of like a video diary. I don't really know. I was just gonna kind of talk about like what worries me every time I leave town to go visit family. I love Christmas. And I love getting to spend time with my family and Mia's family, and we get to do all of the fun Christmas stuff. I am constantly like racked with so much, I guess FOMO would be a way of describing it. I don't know if I've had a couple of moments of burnout this year, like a very few. And every year around this time when it's like, all right, we're gonna go out of town, we're gonna hang out, we're gonna take a 2-week just complete break, no work. I never feel like I'm ready for a vacation. Every time I always feel like around this time of year, like, okay, I'm getting momentum, and then boom, Christmas hits, and it's like, well, I guess I'm just gone for 2 weeks. And I know part of it is, as content creators, we have to create our own boundaries. We have to be comfortable with just saying, hey, I am not going to work at all, which is not a bad thing, especially during the holidays. This is time to relax. It's time to be with your family. It's time to just like actually not do things, right? I don't know if it's the perfectionist brain, if it's the Virgo brain, whatever it is, I don't like that. It's probably partly the anxiety, because if I'm not working, then the anxiety can like start coming in and start saying mean stuff. I'm getting better with setting the boundaries of like, okay, I'm gonna take these 2 weeks off. It's gonna be fine. And having to tell the anxiety brain of mine of like, people aren't going to leave you. I think that is another huge aspect of content creating, that maybe when you reach a certain level, you don't worry about it as much. But like, especially with me and how early on I still am, I'm combating that constant feeling of like, the people are gonna leave. They're gonna leave, and they're gonna leave. And I've gotten better. I will say, I still struggle with it, but I've gotten better. And I've had people tell me that like, the people who really care about you will stay. And the people that leave just weren't meant for the community. And that has helped me out a lot. But it's still like, every time it just feels like during the winter months and whatnot, that I'm back, I'm getting like momentum and I'm killing it, and it's like time to leave. And the other side of it is, I can't relax because my brain is always telling me like, oh, you can fix this, you can fix this, you can fix that, you can fix that, you can do this, you can do this. And like, it's just an endless spiral. And I still don't know if I even have like tips and tricks. Like, this is where I was talking about, where I don't know if this is really a tip video, if this is just like me just talking to everybody. I've had to remind myself that it is okay to take breaks. You have to, because there's only so much that you can truly do before you're at a spot where you can be a little bit comfortable with like, okay, I think sure, things will change down the line and then I need to do more work, but it's okay to find little spots and little plateaus of like, hey, everything you want to implement is good. Vibe with it, do it, and then sure, down the line, fix stuff and whatnot. And it's coming to terms with, it's okay to feel like you don't have to fix things. You can't constantly be fixing things, right? At least I don't think so. That doesn't seem like that accomplishes anything, because if anything, it kind of just feels like you're throwing your audience constantly like into a loop and no one can get comfortable. I do think there's like a negative comfort and then like a good comfort, where like if you get too comfortable with the way that you're doing things can get stagnant and boring. But you don't always want to be constantly changing things up, because how is a viewer supposed to get comfortable on your channel if you're just constantly changing everything? Like y'all don't realize how hard it is for me to actually say that I am happy with how my stream looks right now. I'm happy with everything about it. Because for the longest time, I was not. I did changes that would make me a little bit happier, but it was always like, I don't like the way this fully looks. It's not my full realization of how I want my channel to be. And this Crimbus is the first break I'm taking where I'm like, yeah, you know what? I am entirely happy with the way this channel is looking, how it all is. And I think that's helping out a lot with this 2-week break. Another mentality thing that's helping me is I think the community is so much stronger now than it ever has been. And that's another like helping to ease a lot of the anxiety of leaving, because like I mentioned earlier, it's all about that, like the people who want to be here and appreciate you will stay, and those who just weren't right for the community will leave. And I think I've had enough like regular people, and we're reaching a point of like new people coming in, that I can be like, okay, you know what? People are going to still be there. And I don't think this is just only like to me and streaming. I think this is my entire life of coming to terms with that. Like, people like you, Fernando. They like you, and you don't have to worry about them leaving you. And I'm very proud of myself. It's taken a lot of work and it's taken a lot of help from people, but I'm finally reaching that point of I cannot be terrified to not stream, because I'm not gonna just like lose all of my growth. And again, hopefully that fully goes away the longer I do this. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe that's like a horrible thing to think about. Like maybe it's still there, like these giant content creators that have like these massive followings, that maybe it never truly goes away, but like you just continuously work to be more comfortable with it. I feel like this year I am more comfortable than I ever have been to take this 2-week break. I'm happy to take this break and to relax and to just enjoy time with people that I enjoy being around, and seeing this community like also just hang out with each other during this time of the year is like really, really nice. I think the other thing that's helping me out a lot is having to remind myself that a viewing audience understands why like a content creator can't create during this time of the year. I think that's the nice thing, is like everyone fully knows how busy this time of the year is, and how like trying to balance family life and all of that, and how important that is. So I think that's helping out too, is I'm able to more so understand that, hey, you've reached a point with your community that they know you, they understand you, and they understand why you're gone. And that's really nice, that I have that level of trust with my community, that they're not gonna be like horrible people of like, give us all the content even like when you don't deserve to relax. And like I feel like that is in itself a form from like, or like born from some kind of anxiety. I don't know what exactly it would be from, but the idea that people don't maybe respect my time. I don't know. I don't know how to put that, but understanding and coming to terms with that people do respect my time. And maybe that's like a weird self-respect thing, that I'm coming to terms with respecting my own boundaries and my own time, that other people, I mean, I guess kind of bluntly have to. Maybe this is like some kind of like full just realization of maybe this year I am just having more self-respect for myself and more understanding of my own boundaries, and just being like, hey, this is what I'm doing. Everyone has to be okay with it, because in the end of the day, I am the content creator and like this is what's happening. And part of my brain is screaming because that seems kind of like, I guess not negative, but it seems a little harsh. But then on the other side, I think that's what you have to. You have to, because if you don't gain that self like confidence and just understanding that why you're doing the things you're doing and why you're setting these boundaries, I think the vast world of the internet and people who take in content will eat content creators alive. And that's not everybody. But I think we all know that there's a whole section of the internet who's just never happy and they just want more and more and more and they tear people down. And if you don't set the healthy boundaries, that whole section of the internet will destroy you. I think for the first time in my stream career, I feel self-confident in myself enough to set these boundaries. And then in 2022, we're going to hit partner like that. I'm already thinking about the goals I want. So this 2-week break is going to be amazing to just recollect myself and whatnot. And then we're going to push for partner in 2022 because I think we can do it. I know we can do it because this community has turned into such amazing people and just incredible support. And I'm feeling confident. Yeah, I think it all just fully boils down to that for the first time in my content creating career, I feel confident in my boundaries and that it'll all still be here when I come back. And it's really cool to feel that way. It's really, really cool and just wild. So that's the video. Thanks for letting me just get to sit here and talk to y'all about like something that's been on my mind. Since I talked about confidence a lot in this video, I want to see in the comment section, what is everybody else? Like, what are you all confident about going into the new year? I know we've got something. I know it's always rough because we want to be negative against ourselves and whatnot, but I want to see in this comment section, what is at least one thing everybody is confident about going into the new year? Because we're going to do it. 2022 is going to be amazing. We're all going to do it together. We're going to like rule 2022 with all the positivity and success. And I want to see it. I want to see what y'all feel confident about going into the new year. As always, I'm getting maybe a little bit better at this, but like, subscribe, follow, all the things you always hear in YouTube videos. Please do. Yeah, just remember, I love you. I appreciate you. And I'm going to send you out with besitos because that's how I'm doing it here. So I'm sending you out with besitos. I appreciate you. Stay safe, y'all. Drink all the yummy hot chocolate. And thank you for being here for this little self-realization moment that I was not prepared to have. But have a good day, and I love you. Bye-bye.